Welcome, dear audience. This is Morten from INKISH, and I have the pleasure to talk to Dimitri from Xeikon. And I just said before we started the recording, what a nice backdrop you have, Dimitri. So where are you, and what is it you do?
Yes, well, first of all, thank you very much for having me, Morten. It's a pleasure to be here. So indeed, my name is Dimitri. I work at Xeikon headquarters, and that's where I am now, in a meeting room with a wallpaper background. So that's what you're seeing at the moment. So I'm marketing director for graphic arts, which means that I'm responsible for the marketing activities worldwide with everything which has to do with graphic arts. Xeikon.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking that must be a fun place to be. I mean, work-wise and product-wise, because I think that you have the prettiest machine in the market for sure. But I think also with the diverse of technology that you have, basically you have a very nice, I would say, kind of hotspot for the products that Xeikon produces these years, right? So, can you recognize some of the things I'm saying, or is it just baloney?
No, absolutely not. It is indeed. It's an exciting place to be. It's a compact organization. Of course, we are part of a huge organization, Flint Group. We're the digital division, and what we do basically, we develop solutions. So that consists of a press, consists of workflow, consists of consumables, and we do this for various industries. So the biggest, let's say our biggest market share is in the label business. We are quite huge there, number 2 worldwide, where we have not only adopted dry toner, which is it's in our DNA since the 1988 when we started, but we also went into to UV inkjet there. So that's one segment. Then there's the segment what I'm responsible for, graphic arts or commercial printing, or even document printing, as it was called in the early days of Hunkeler. That's a fully dry toner business for us. And then we also recently ventured into the corrugated business, where we adopted single pass water-based inkjet. So it's a lot. We try to be technology agnostic. We try to deliver the solution that fits for the application. That's the philosophy. Yeah.
Great. I think that when I see the output of the technology you provide, it's always like quite stunning, because if you think of some of the trends that people are talking about these days, is that okay, toner is for slower run, it's for short runs, but you have really appreciated taking toner to a level where basically you're competing in a space that a lot of people are looking into inkjet. Why is it? Is technology important at all, or is there any particular reason why you do either?
Well, for graphic arts, so the segment that I'm responsible for, we actually chose to stay in dry toner. So we developed a brand new platform, the Sirius platform. The SX30,000 was the first machine on that platform, which will be at Hunkeler Innovationdays. And it's true, we are a little bit in a squeeze. And so if you look at the total market, you have the cut sheet toner B3 format, and also inkjet and B3 cut sheet. Then you have the roll fed machines at high speeds, and we are somewhere in between. And so where we try to push the boundaries of dry toner, because we still believe in that technology. It has a lot of advantages. So we are now at 30 meters per minute, or more than 2,500 B2 sheets an hour, which is a respectable speed, or 404 ppm A4. And we position ourselves for customers that really need substrate flexibility, that need high quality, that need an affordable investment, because not everybody needs a speed of 100 meters per minute. So, and that's where we find our niche. We are there, and we are being quite successful there.
And I understand what you're saying, and I think you're totally right. I was just wondering, is that like when you make a decision of being in a toner space, is it also because you see a future where some of the things that you can't do with toner today is more about how you innovate next generation of technology? Because when actually I spoke to one of your competitors some time ago, and they were saying that okay, we actually believe that toner can be even faster than inkjet, because the technology and how you actually use the toner-based technology to process images and transfer it to a substrate can be way faster than, because with inkjet you always either have to use UV or you have to have extremely a lot of energy for drying. I don't know if it's a good question, but I'm just trying to understand whether you believe there's a future that can cover even more based on the technology you're building on the Sirius platform.
Yeah, Well, it is true that we are definitely not at the maximum speed of electrophotography. So we are now at 30 meters per minute. To say that the capacity is there to go faster than inkjet, if you look at the speeds that Kodak is now running, I'm not sure. You need to be able to charge toner, to transfer it to a substrate, to fuse it. So the process in itself is I'm not sure, to be honest, Morten. What I do know is that
there is like opportunities in the future.
Absolutely, there's an opportunity, and why I believe that, and this is also the reason why we continue to invest in toner for graphic arts, is that you have a number of advantages like moderate power consumption, you have the full de-inkability of your toner product, you have the substrate flexibility, which we have seen have all been painfully revealed during the COVID. People could not get hold of the right paper for their press. So then it is an advantage if you can print on whatever stock you have available or that your merchant can deliver. The sustainability aspect, I know it's a buzzword, everybody's working on it. If your technology by design already allows for full de-inkability, recyclability, food approval, there is an advantage. And I think that's why we, in graphic arts, we still fully go for that technology. Yeah.
Fantastic. And with the media diversity you just mentioned, and also all the capabilities of de-inking and sustainable and food grading and all those kind of things, it's a good technology, not just for like magazines and books, but for all kinds of applications, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's why we are in the graphic arts. We have the advantages also in when I talk about labels, for example, which is not my segment, but there also we have quite some advantages, even though, and that's what I refer to with the technology agnostic approach. We know, for example, in labels, dry toner, if you want to go to extreme durability, high temperatures, chemical resistance, then there's a better technology on the market, which is UV inkjet. And that's why we complemented our portfolio with the UV inkjet press for that specific application, because we want to cover the entire market. And with graphic arts, I believe that with toner, we can cover the most of the applications on the market with the right positioning, as I said, about speed and productivity. Yeah, indeed.
When you became part of Flint Group, having a huge ink manufacturer as an owner, does that also give you capabilities beyond maybe the competition, because you can basically very, very early in the process develop the actual inks for whatever technology, complementing the technical side of a machine?
Absolutely. So we have had our own toner plant for quite a while. So and that allows us, the same now with the synergy and the ownership of Flint Group, that allows us to create the entire ecosystem. So we design and we built a machine here in our headquarters. We produce the toner. We produce the ink thanks to Flint Group. We write our own workflow software. So it's basically, you have every component you have under control, which allows you indeed to go quite fast, to make sure everything is integrated. And thanks to the leverage, the financial leverage of a large organization such as Flint Group, that frees up quite some R&D budget to stay that step ahead that we need.
I also think that, I know there's always this kind of, I don't know if it's a battle, but kind of a battle where who came first with digital color in production, whether it was the Indigo or it was Xeikon. I think it was about hours in difference when you filed for your products to be recognized. But I was just thinking that the experience you have with colors and the experience you have with digital print for so many years, when you then got into a relationship with Flint, it kind of, I would say that maybe have been in a position where you could utilize the Flint network and the recognition for being a very well recognized manufacturer, and I think they have a global network that you maybe also be able to utilize. Is that right, or I'm just thinking stupid? I'm not trying to think stupid. I know it's the second time asking, but I'm just trying to understand whether you're extremely siloed and separately, or you actually utilize the entire collaboration with Flint.
Yeah, well, I think it's a balancing act because we are, as I told you in the beginning, we are a compact organization. We have limited feet in the street as a sales organization, and there are synergy projects with Flint Group, definitely. So our sales teams, they work together on different accounts. They exchange leads. They visit customers together. But it is a very different business. So we are the digital division of Flint Group. We have our own brand, our own name. We're still Xeikon, etc. And it's very different selling ink or selling press room chemicals than selling investment goods. So that's why I think we try in different countries. We try to look for that synergy, and it's working well. But it's not that all the Flint salespeople are also selling Xeikons, and that it needs to be very targeted, let's say.
I understand that too. So, Dimitri, in just a few weeks' time, we're going to Lucerne, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that Hunkeler Innovation has become the place to be if you are in anything that relates to digital print, especially web-based. What is your expectations for being there?
Yeah. Well, for us, it is an extremely important show. I think next to Drupa, it's the show. Even though it's in Switzerland, it has a huge international reach. So we are expecting customers and visitors from the US, but also from Asia. So what do we expect? We will be there with our flagship. We will show a nice integration with the Hunkeler line, with the CS8 and the LS8, so the cutter, the drop stacker, and then we will do book block production. Mainly targeted towards the segment of books we are in, which is high color, high quality on glossy stock, on nice papers, and then we will take these book blocks and bring them to the Müller Martini booth, where they will actually finish them with their Vareo and their Infinitrim. So we will have obviously a finished product to show to our customers, and we try to showcase there our mixture of quality, affordability, sustainability, because we are not competing in many environments. We are not competing with the others that are there, and they are focusing mainly on speed and productivity. They're delivering beautiful products, but we have our own space there. So we expect a lot from it.
But I mean, it's sometimes it's actually more convenient and nice to be in a spot where you have like a very identified niche that you address. What I like what you just said is that, and that is maybe one of the best takeaways from Innovation Days, that you have. I mean, you see the technology, you have talked to the specialists, but now you can also see the finished products, because you can basically go and see on Müller Martini, you can go and see how it's actually finished and the finished product. And as a potential customer for these kind of technologies, it's kind of second to none, right?
Yeah, no, it's the only place where you can see this entire production chain, basically, and then you can choose as a customer, as I mentioned. You said it nicely. You choose a solution in the function of the application that you need and the run lengths that you are producing, and in your customer's requirements. Is sustainability important for your end customer? One of our customers, for example, works exclusively for self-publishers. So these are run lengths that can go up to 30 books, 15 books, up to 300 books or 500 books. And for them, sustainability is extremely important and quality is extremely important. So then the solution is a good match. If you are going into the trade books and you want to produce run lengths of several thousands of books, of novels and black and white, then there's other technology, and that is also at Hunkeler, and that's the great thing. You can basically and then together hook up with the vendors and the partners that are providing software automation. So yeah, you can basically design your own solution at Hunkeler, and that's what I like about it.
Another thing I was thinking about, it just came to mind here now, was that I remember I think many years ago when I attended the first Innovation Days. That time, all these web-based systems were mainly for like transactional print. And I remember when I saw your booth years ago, it was like you did something really nice and pretty, and all the others were like statements kind of thing. But I mean, if you look at the market, everything is now changing, that it seems that the commercial print is really ready to take over and embrace digital. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure that when we come to Innovation Day this time, there will be a huge focus on high quality print, on book production, on more commercial applications, and of course, probably still a lot of transactional print. But it's just funny to see how the market has changed over the past 8, 10, 12 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is about. It is all about. I think print is the medium par excellence to transfer knowledge and to get educated and to get a message across. So I'm pretty sure that will stay. But we all know that the volumes are decreasing, and that overall volumes are decreasing. But whatever is going to be printed has to be more relevant, has to be more timely with an acceptable footprint. And that's where digital printing obviously comes in. And we have to go for the high value applications. Indeed, the statements, transactional, promo, they will probably even decrease more in volume.
Especially in Europe, because I mean, postal rates are so high here compared to many other places in the world.
Yeah.
What I like about what you just said is also that the value proposition of a product, because I think that you're right, of course, that the print runs are decreasing, but now it's a time where print service providers really need to understand that selling lower volume in a very efficient, with a very efficient workflow, basically means higher profit, right? It just changes how we sell, because sometimes you need to have APIs and web to print solutions and all the integrations to the sellers of the world. But then you can actually become very profitable even on a lower print run. And I take that with your Sirius platform and the technology that you provide. It is quite interesting segment to be, because if you do books of one, maybe you need the media diversity and the diversity of production more than you need the speed, basically, right?
Yeah, and what we have tried to focus also in the development of our newest platform is to focus on the OEE, the overall equipment effectiveness, because the nominal speed of a press is not a good parameter and to evaluate your effectiveness of your production, right?
So you can have a very fast machine, but if you don't have any work for it, it doesn't make you any money anyway, right?
Indeed. Also, and the OEE looks at the combination of the quality of the performance and also of the availability of your machine. And I think that is why even if you have a press with a lower nominal speed, we can still play in that market and deliver good quality at an affordable cost within a reasonable delivery time. And that's basically what customers are looking for, and what the entire discussion, because I get this question quite often about inkjet and toner. I think for a customer, it should be relevant. He should choose the right technology 100%. For his application. Yeah. And the battle between toner, they have their place. I think even offset will remain in the next. I'm now in the business since for 25 years in the printing business, and for the next 25 years there will still be offset presses, and maybe the composition or the market share of the different technologies will change, but they will coexist next to each other. There will be toner, there will be inkjet, and there will be offset.
When you meet potential customers or even existing customers, I mean, do you also spend time on talking about business models and how the world is changing in how we sell and how we use technology, or is it more about the technology and then the printer he himself can figure out more about how to utilize? I mean, because I think that everybody talks about the digital transformation, and everybody talks about books of one. Everybody talks about, but it is actually a huge change if you look at where we come from, right?
Yeah. What we try to do to answer to your question, Morten, we try to advise them and also especially develop tools for them, because they are the experts in their industry. We are technology providers, and what we can do is to give them tools, like for example for sustainability we develop CO2 calculators where we allow them to make their value proposition to their end customer. Or
sorry to interrupt. Does that mean that with your CO2 calculator, let's say that you of course know all the energy consumption of your own machine, but then you can add like the paper CO2, and you can have like your energy cost of your house and these kind of things. So basically that you can actually calculate it relatively precise with the technology and with the parameters that you've...
Yeah, that's what we are trying to assist them with, and we have finished our first efforts in the label space.
Nice.
Because there you're also talking to big, let's say, producers of food products, etc. They basically require for their vendors and their suppliers to be able to get an insight for example, on the carbon footprint. To give you an extreme example, Morten, we're also in the wallpaper business. I don't know if you know that, but
I actually know, and I should have asked you, because you can actually print very, very long.
Yes, but that's not really relevant for Hunkeler Innovation Days. Although you can print very nice dust jackets, and because of the odd formats of books, that's not the thing. But in the wallpaper business, there's quite a lot of effort also going into sustainability, and there the ultimate goal will probably be to have the grams of CO2 on the roll. So if you buy a roll of wallpaper, you can see the carbon footprint of the product. Maybe in the future it will be also mandatory on books. We don't exactly know how to do it. So that's one thing, is we provide them tools, as you mentioned. How do we assist them? And also another tool that we have been developing is what we call Xeikon Business Services, where we actually provide them with a full insight on their press or number of presses. How are they performing? Where are the production bottlenecks? And help them to run their with dashboards their business more effectively. And I think that's our mission, to be able to give them the tools, because they remain the experts.
Makes sense. Are you showing some of these tools at the Innovation Days, or?
The Xeikon Business Services, they will be available for showing. Yeah, so on the screen you will be able to get a short demo from one of our experts.
Fantastic. And what else? I mean, you will probably have some nice samples. You will have a running equipment. You will have applications shown with partners.
Indeed. Yeah, we will have some books. Sorry,
you will have some nice people from Xeikon as well, I guess, right?
I hope. We hope they're nice. So we try to be nice, at least. So we have our full sales team there for the various regions of Europe. We even have from the US sales representation, and of course we have the product managers there to go into depth. We have very experienced demonstrators. If you want any explanation on the machine, we have substrate specialists, but we partner up with SAPI UPM also to provide the sample. So everybody is there to give all the explanations.
So for those who have not already ordered their flight tickets and hotels, I think that our recommendation, you and me, should be go buy them now and go and visit Xeikon at the Hunkeler Innovation Days, right?
Absolutely, you're more than welcome, and also visit the other people because they also have nice technology. But we are at booth S7, Morten, and I think I already have an appointment with Jacques, your colleague. I don't know, and you maybe. So I hope to looking forward to see you in real life.
I guarantee that I will come by. That's
okay.
a promise.
That's great. Looking forward to it.